Hello lovely people, welcome back to another interesting sewing tutorial. In this video I want to show you how to cut and sew a bubble gown with this trending V design on the neckline. So this is the material I'm using. This is my African print. I'm going to cut my front and my back panels at the same time. So I folded this one for my front, folded this one for my back, so they are both on 4. So this is 1, 2 for the front, 1, 2 for the back. Okay, so on my fabric I've gone ahead to do some of my markings. This line here is my shoulder line, that is my starting point. This line here represents my bust line, this is my hip line, and this is my full length line. So I will go ahead and draw my waist line. So this is my waist line. Let's start with the neck line first. So I'm going to do my normal neckline for the front and for the back. Then the material and the black material I'm using to design it, when I cut that one, I will show you how to go about that. So first of all, impute my shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 16. So I will divide that by 2. I will have 8 inches. That is my shoulder. Then the neck, I want to make use of 4 inches. I'll come down by 3.5 for the front. Then for the back, I'll come down by 1 inch. So I'm going to connect my neckline. So that is for the front. So I'll now go ahead and connect for the back. This is for my back and this is for my front. After that, this is a cut together sleeve. So I'm going to increase my shoulder measurement to include the sleeve. So I'll add about 9 inches for the sleeve. Can you see? I'm going to slope my shoulder by 1.5, then I will connect it to my neck width. The next thing will be for me to mark my sleeve opening. I need a sleeve opening of 9 inches. You can decide to make use of less than 9 or more than 9. It all depends on what you want. Then I will measure the whole length, that is the shoulder measurement plus my sleeve length. Whatever measurement I have, I will place it on this other line. Then I will mark it as I'm doing so. Then I'm going to minus 1 inch from that so that I can slant my sleeve opening. That slanting will help the sleeve to balance well. Can you see? So the next thing I will do now will be for me to impute my bust measurement, divide by 4 on my bust line, plus 3 inches is allowance. Then coming to the waistline, I will mark my waist circumference, divide by 4. Whatever measurement I have, I'm going to mark it down. Then I will add 3 inches is allowance as well. Then I will come to my hip line. I will do the same. I will mark hip measurement, that is the hip circumference, divide by 4 plus 3 inches is allowance. Then on the full length line, I will do the same. I will mark down my hip measurement, divide by 4 plus 3 inches is allowance. Then I'll go ahead and connect my points. Can you see? Then I will curve my armhole as I'm doing so. The next thing will be for me to add my sewing allowance. I want to make use of 2 inches sewing allowance. I will connect all the points. You can decide to make use of 1.5 or 1 inch. It depends on what you want. So I'll go ahead and cut it. I'm starting with the back neckline. Then I'm going to add my shoulder joining allowance of 0.5 inch. I will connect it. I will cut my fabric. For my front neckline, I'm going to cut it when I open it up. So I'll go ahead and notch all my lines. That is my hip, waist, and my bust line. So I'm cutting my neckline now for the front. The next thing will be for me to use that to cut my lining. As you can see, I've cut the lining already. So I'll go ahead now and work on the front panel. I want the v-neck to be 7 inches. So I'm replotting the neckline. I will slant it to have that V shape. As you can see me doing so. I'm doing it for both my lining and the main fabric. I'll cut it out. So the next thing now will be for us to work on the black design on the neckline. So I'm using this my pattern paper to cut it first before cutting it on my main fabric. So I will mark 5 inches starting from the neckline. As you can see me doing so, I'll mark 5 inches. Then the length of the black material, that is how long I want it to be from the shoulder. I want it to be from the shoulder down to my waistline. So I will just mark the waistline that I'm working with from the shoulder is 15 inches. So I will mark from the shoulder to where I have 15 inches. Can you see? I'll just draw it down to the center front. Then I'm going to connect from the point of 5 inches down to my 15 inches. Can you see? Then I'll go ahead and add my sewing allowance. I want to make use of 0.25. Can you see? You can add more than that. It all depends on what you want to use. So I'll go ahead and cut my pattern. After cutting the pattern, I'll use it to cut on my fabric, that is the black design. So to cut it, I will place my pattern paper the way it was, that is on fold. Then my material is being placed on fold as well, as you can see. So I will go ahead and pin it down so that I will align both the pattern and my fabric together. I'll go ahead and cut it out as I'm doing so. The next thing will be for me to join the lining and the main fabric together. So I will do so by turning the right side of my fabric facing up. Then I will place the right side of my lining facing the right side of my fabric. Then I will join it. After joining it, I will turn it over and iron it, then interlock it. So I've attached my lining to the main fabric. Can you see? And I've interlocked everywhere. The next one will be for me to attach the black to the front. So I will turn my fabric to the wrong side. Then I will place my black design right side facing the wrong side of my fabric. So my fabric, the main fabric, the wrong side is facing up and the wrong side of my design is facing up as well. I'll make sure I align the design well. I'll go ahead and pin it down. So I'll go to my sewing machine. I will use 0.25 and attach it this way. After attaching it, I will bring it for you to see. So I've notched the neckline. The next thing I'll do will be for me to turn it to the right side. Can you see? I'll go to my ironing board. I will iron it this way. Can you see it has relaxed already? So on. Can you see? So I will go down to my sewing machine. I'm going to top stitch on this black. After top stitching it, I will bring it for you to see. So I've top stitched it already. Can you see? The next thing will be for me to join the shoulder. So I've attached the shoulder. The next one will be for me to attach the design on the sleeve. So this is my design. So for me to cut the length of the design, I measured my sleeve after joining the both shoulder. I have 17 inches here, and I want the width of it to be 2 inches. The 2 inches is on 4. When I open it up, I will have 5 inches. I use 0.5 to fold in on both sides, which I will use it to attach it. So what I will do, I will place it this way. Then I'm going to attach it. Then I will turn it over to the other end and top stitch. So I've attached the design on the both sleeves. The next thing will be for me to go ahead and join the side seam. Then I will install my pockets and I will bring the final outcome for you to see. This is the final outcome of this beautiful dress. Can you see how beautiful the design looks like? Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Share our videos. I will see you on our next tutorial. Bye bye.